Next month for the Integra, we're going to be adding an oil catch can to this setup. Most of the time, you're going to need to drill this at an AN fitting right there and then weld it up, and that's pretty much it. But that means you have to take the valve cover off, and it's a total pain in the butt to do that. So this guy right here actually goes around that. This is the Quikvent from Level 7 Performance, and it goes into your oil cap right there, and it's got 2-10 outputs, and this thing's actually like really flowy. I like blew into it the other day. Yeah, I know some of you guys like that, but we're gonna take this guy off. All right, let me show you how easy this is to install. Okay, and then we're gonna take this guy. All right, we're gonna put that right there real quick, and then this is the nut that goes into the oil cap. I'm doing this with one hand, so it's a little bit tight. Okay, so there you go. I highly suggest you guys do this with two hands, but you know what I'm saying, if you only got one. Some people only got one. There you go. All right, and then you can get this tool. This is a 34 or 35 mil. This is also from Level 7 Performance. You're gonna tighten this up. You're supposed to crank that down a little bit more, but I'm just showing you guys how this actually installs. And then this is the oil cap itself. So when you need to fill it up, you just take this off, pour your oil, and put this cap on. And now, if you look back here, you got yourself 2-10 outputs, and you could take the hose and then route it to your catch can. And I'm going to be using this guy right here. This is from Vibrant. This is a really big catch can. It's kind of overkill. Vent to atmosphere. Got a little happy face right there. We're going to take this guy and we're going to pop him somewhere on the bottom right there. It's kind of hard to like film all this, but I'm going to pop it right there. And I just got to make the lines, but you guys get the idea of how this is going to be routed. So those lines go around right here into these guys, and then that is your new oil cap, and you don't need to drill holes and weld anything and remove your valve cover. Next thing, we're going to route this guy and mount him somewhere down here. First thing, we're going to remove these bolts for the bracket. So if you guys have never used a catch can before, it's actually a pretty cool tool because it basically removes all of the moisture, blow-by, random byproducts from your crankcase inside here, and puts it in this little can right here. And after like a few drives, you'll notice that it doesn't fill up all the way. This is freaking huge. If you have, you know, blow-by this much, like a quart, you know, you have issues, but you'll actually see something on there. The cool thing with this Vibrant catch can, it's got a dipstick. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. There's a dipstick right there. So you don't need to open it up and, you know, kind of check visually to see if it's full or not. I mean, you do check visually with a dipstick, but that's a cool thing. You just use a dipstick and you don't need to take all this apart. So here we go. Now we're gonna take this bracket. All right, so this is stainless steel. It's pretty heavy actually, and you can put this anywhere you want. I'm just gonna put it right here because it looks pretty cool and it's kind of hidden out of the way, and I did remove my power steering and AC. So we're just gonna pop this guy right here. We're gonna draw like 2 little dots right there, riv nut it, and then install this boy. Should be like 5 minutes. So we're gonna take our punch, we're just gonna pop it where we marked it, one, and then the other one right here. There you go, 1 and 2. I'm gonna drill that out. So if you guys have never seen my riv nut setter video, you should go back and check it out. But essentially, this is a threaded nut that we're gonna put inside here because you obviously can't go behind this because it's part of the frame rail or the horn. So we're gonna drop this inside. Now it's hard to see, so see that? Drop it inside, and we're gonna squeeze this guy. Hi-ya! All right, so we got the bracket on right there. Got the bolts holding it to the riv nut right there, and it's pretty solid. So that's why you guys got to get yourself a riv nut tool. So we're gonna put the bolts on here. Here you can actually clock it to however way you want. So I might actually clock mine like this because my AN lines are gonna come out from this side. But you could always do it like this if you want. So quick recap, we got the catch can installed right there, riv nutted to the horns right here, freaking solid. And then the lines are gonna go from here all the way around to the dash 10s right here, 1 and 2. And this is the Quikvent from Level 7, and it replaces the oil cap. There's actually an adapter on there that holds that whole assembly. And then we're just gonna take this guy off, and then you can fill it right there. Pretty cool product actually. PCV, I blocked that off. Intake manifold, blocked that off. The intake pipe, blocked that off. So now you're not sucking all the oil and all that crud into your intake manifold, because that's usually a bad thing because it gets really dirty in there. So there you go. Just gotta make the hoses.